In this video, I'll be reviewing 5 perfume samples, and among them are 2 new 2024 perfume releases. One is Chanel's Comete and the other one is BDK's 302 Saint-Honore, but to avoid me butchering the name, let's just call it 312. I'll make an in-depth review of each sample, I'll rate them, and in the end I will tell you which ones are full bottle worthy. So welcome back. I'm Miri and here we talk in depth about fragrances. So let's start with the first one, and that is Electimuss Pomona Vitalis. Pomona was the goddess of gardens, fruits, and orchards in Roman mythology, while the word vitalis means alive in Latin. So this fragrance should give you a sensation of nature awakening and blooming on your skin, and it should recreate the smell of fruit orchards and dewy roses pruning in the garden. But how Pomona Vitalis actually smells? The opening of Pomona Vitalis it's a bit sour, fruity, a bit woody, and there is some like eucalyptus minty aroma that envelopes all those fruity notes in this like refreshing, spicy, aromatic concoction. I guess that mintiness comes from geranium and patchouli, but you can't distinguish individual fruity notes. You get just an overall fruity vibe similar to a scent of wine-like fruitiness with uplifting minty freshness and some woodiness. So the opening smells to me like a glass of wine on a wooden barrel surrounded by the aromatic minty flavor of the vineyard. There are a lot of contrasting notes in the middle. You get sweetness from roses and fruits, and it's contrasted by the menthol bitterness and some metallic hues of geranium and patchouli. On one side you have this like creamiest electronic like sandalwood, but on the other side you get this watery wine fruit like aroma, and all that is enveloped with powdery sweet fruitiness and some tiny bits of smoky tobacco undernotes. This is an interesting complex fragrance that features geranium more than a rose. So imagine you're in a rose garden sitting on a wooden bench, you're drinking peppermint tea while your partner is enjoying a glass of wine. This is how it smells, because you can smell sweet roses, earthy green scent from the patchouli and the garden with wine-like fruits, but up front you get that minty, almost metallic green flavor of geraniums. In the dry down you get creamy resinous sandalwood with overripe boozy fruits and minty earthy patchouli that has almost like chocolatey notes. So the dry down smells like a beautiful creamy powdery boozy fruity chocolate cake decorated with mint leaves on the sandalwood plate. This is such a unique fruity ambery floral perfume that has some gourmand touches because patchouli has this dark chocolate facets and you get ripe fruits, but the scent never becomes a real gourmand. It has this minty eucalyptus note from geranium, but also it never becomes an aromatic green fresh perfume. And although it has some fruity sweetness and powdery aspects, this is not just a fruity or just a powdery perfume. Pomona Vitalis is truly multifaceted, complex, luxurious fragrance, and the scent matches its name. I can imagine Goddess Pomona tending to a rose garden, picking overripe fruits and enjoying 3 shade with a geranium in her hair. I purchased Pomona Vitalis because I was hoping I'd get more strawberry, lychee, and vanilla sweetness, but they are just faintly here noticeable and in a form of wine flavor rather than the scent of actual fruits. Also, I don't think everyone will enjoy the amount of minty eucalyptus-like geranium and patchouli in this fragrance, and therefore I wouldn't say this is a safe blind buy. This is an all year round fragrance. It's wearable no matter the season or time of the day, and it's extremely unisex. It is very unique and also also it has a good performance, although it's not a beast mode perfume. I got about 6 hours of wear, projection is up to arm's length, but it has great sillage and it leaves a beautiful scent trail. Personally, I like it, but it lacks just a bit of something that would completely wow me, so I would rate its scent and performance with 7 out of 10. If you like the minty scent of geraniums, if you love wine-like ripe fruity aroma, sandalwood and patchouli, then yes, go and try out Electimuss Pomona Vitalis. I'm sure you will like it. The next fragrance is the new launch for Chanel's less exclusive collection called Comete. The inspiration for this perfume was a comet-shaped necklace from the 1932 legendary bijou The Diamonds collection, and Coco Chanel was fascinated by the cosmos and astrology, so no wonder that also projected into her designs. The necklace has had glitters on one shoulder, while the sparkling trail of Comete slips behind and shows off the star on the other shoulder. This fragrance tries to embody that luxurious and now even legendary piece of jewelry. This fragrance comes in a simple and sleek glass bottle with a black cap engraved with the brand's monogram. I like Chanel's simple but timelessly elegant packaging that focuses all the attention on the fragrance, but how Comete actually smells. The opening is very powdery with fresh aldehydes, this creamy almondy flavor, and some cherry-like facets. Usually aldehydes smell soapy clean or laundry-like, but here aldehydes add a clean, sparkling, fresh, airy vibe similar to the scent of dry champagne, so their sparkling, effervescent freshness elevates a rather sweetish, powdery scent. Since cherry blossoms look very delicate, pinkish and soft, you might expect this will be a very soft floral perfume, but here cherry blossom gives a bitter cherry fruit nuance, adding a delicate, subtle, pinkish presence in the background. So imagine almond and cherry Parisian macarons next to dry champagne enveloped in the smoothest, pillowy, fluffy powder with an almost chalk-like texture. Mostly this perfume is just powdery, but dry champagne-like aldehydes give a bit of sparkle and freshness. Cherry blossom is delicate, slightly bitter and playful, while almondy heliotrope gives a soft floral creaminess. Because of the aldehydes and elegant powderiness, Comete does give a sort of 80s or 90s saloon effect, and it's just slightly sweet. In the dry down, pink, bright cherry hues from the opening dissipate, and now you get a prominent almondy heliotrope with cold, powdery iris, still noticeable aldehydes, and musk peeking from the base. Iris here isn't earthy, carroty, or bready as it can be in some perfumes. Here iris smells cold, like it has silver or bluish facets. It's very powdery, plush and velvety with a subtle makeup-y effect, like it's mixed with violets, but also you get this like meadowy, grainy, but not completely earthy iris texture. Powderiness in Comete isn't heavy, it's airy, weightless, and Comete smells like a combination of crystal champagne glass with almond macarons on top of the fluffiest, powderiest rug. In the base, the scent gets even softer, more beige-like and cocooning. It's the scent of almondy musk that sits very close to the skin and gives a bit vintagey but very Chanel-like aftertaste. And I can tell you that the scent does match the essence of a Comete. It starts with bright, sparkling hues of cherry blossom with a central trail of silverish and bluish iris and heliotrope, and it finishes with the softest white, musky stardust. I really like the fact that florals here aren't just floral, they add this fruity and nutty facets. The scent smells refined, polished, classy, and sophisticated. But yes, it's not very groundbreaking because it reminds me of another perfume, and that is Flower by Kenzo. And if you like that fragrance and you enjoy powdery, almondy facets and scents that smell very elegant, I'm sure you will like Chanel's Comete and the timeless softness and expensive smell it has. This could be an all year round fragrance, but it would be better for spring and daytime occasions. I do like it, and it's nice to see Chanel's classical, elegant approach to the cherry phenomenon in the last years. Comete lasts about 6 to 8 hours on my skin, on clothes for days, but the projection is quite soft. I like the calm, contemplative, elegant and daydreaming vibe of quiet luxury Comete gives, but this is pretty expensive fragrance. I would rate its scent and performance with 8.5 out of 10. It's beautiful without a doubt, but because of the price, I'm rethinking should I buy a full bottle. If you don't mind the price and you would like to smell very posh and ladylike, then yes, check out Chanel's Comete. Side Effect is a part of Initio's Blend collection, and in that collection all perfumes come in dark purple bottles with gold colored emblems. All are focused on intriguing and sensual combinations, especially since all have added hedione in the heart, which smells similar to jasmine, but studies have found that hedione stimulates the limbic areas of the brain, which release pheromones. So basically hedione is an aphrodisiac. The name Side Effect is quite appropriate because this perfume does give a secondary unexpected sensation, and I'll explain very soon what that is. When you first spray it, Side Effect is extremely strong. I can smell a mix of sweet boozy rum with cinnamon and this sugary, syrupy, cherry-like fruity facet with a bit of smoky oud in a far, far away distance. I know that cherry and oud aren't listed in the notes, but that explains the name of this perfume because smoky, oudy fruitiness is the side effect of the other notes in this fragrance. But be aware that Side Effect will smell very different on different skin chemistries. Some say that the opening has cigar-like tobacco scent for them, some notice a lot of saffron, while others say it smells more masculine, like a scent of rum aged in wooden barrel. But what I get is this gorgeous sweet cherry and some bits of the most delicious smoky oud I've ever smelled. So the opening does remind me of the combination of Haribo gummy cherries with a dash of cinnamon soaked in rum, or even like the combination of cherry ice cream and spiced rum. The opening notes stay for the first 20 to 30 minutes, and then tobacco, vanilla, and leathery saffron come out. The most prominent note to me is this powdery, smooth, creamy vanilla together with cigar-like premium tobacco, while the rum and dusty leathery saffron are vaguely noticeable in the background, with hints of the delicious cherry from the opening and some woody smokiness. So it is a dark, smoky, and mystical fragrance, but it's also very sweet, delicious, and incredibly sexy perfume. In the dry down, Side Effect smells like vanilla pudding layered over boozy cherries and sprinkled with cinnamon inside a wooden cabin with the scent of tobacco smokiness. It's better for colder weather because of its rich and warm scent profile. Also, it's intoxicating, and I would recommend it as the ultimate date night scent because the combination of boozy rum, smoky tobacco, vanilla, spicy cinnamon, and cherry sweetness makes it so incredibly sexy. I guess that the biggest side effect of this perfume is that it will enchant you and make it so hard for you to forget it anytime soon. At least that's the fact it had on me. In my opinion, this is a perfectly unisex fragrance, and I know that for some, Side Effect is more masculine leaning perfume because of the boozy rum in the opening, but that is probably due to skin chemistry, so I would recommend testing testing this first before blind buying it. On my skin, this is perfectly unisex because of the sweetness and juicy cherry that is just the perfect addition for this fragrance. It lasts about 8 hours depending on the number of sprays on my skin. It lasts longer on clothes. The projection and sillage are moderate for the first 3 hours, and then the scent sits closer to the skin, although it's always noticeable, but it's never too loud or something that will announce your presence. It's always politely restrained. Therefore, Initio's Side Effect is a love for me. It's full bottle worthy, and I can't believe I waited so long to try it out because some said boozy rum is too strong and too masculine for them in the opening. That just shows you how important it is to test a fragrance for yourself and to check out how it will develop on your skin chemistry regardless of the reviews. To me, Side Effect has a hypnotic and erotic component that makes my jaw drop. It smells expensive, and I would rate it with 9 out of 10. The next fragrance is another 2024 release, Saint-Honore by BDK, a fragrance launched to commemorate the opening of the first BDK's boutique in Paris. So the name of the perfume is actually the boutique's address. Saint-Honore has a special meaning for David Benedek, the founder of BDK Perfumes, because his grandparents opened a perfume boutique in the same street in 1959. So this is a way David is continuing its family tradition and returning to his roots. The scent itself is inspired by the raw materials around the boutique, including window glass, concrete, and white burgundy stone. So that makes a very interesting, unique marketing idea for the boutique. But how Saint-Honore smells? In the opening, I get a powdery iris straight away and a bit of spicy fresh kick from pink pepper. Angelica root earthiness and iris powderiness ground the fragrance, imitating the stone-like quality of the walls at the front of the boutique, while sparkling, vibrant, slightly herbaceous spicy pink pepper brings a crystal clear and glass-like effect, embodying the boutique's large windows. So the opening is very intense compared to the rest of the scent development, and it does deliver the initial idea of the olfactive experience of the walls and glass windows of a chic, luxurious boutique. As the scent dries down, musk, orange blossom, and amber dominate the scent, but you also get this like powdery, cool iris and a bit of a spicy green twist from pink pepper that continues to sparkle even in the heart. Orange blossom gives freshness, softness, and elegant floral tone. Amber and tonka add some sweetness and this fluffy sensation to the scent, while the base notes bring an animalic, mineralic feel. The heart smells like walking into a fancy-smelling boutique with bright white walls and ambery shelves with glistening, shimmering perfume bottles on the display. The scent perfectly delivers its inspiration. It smells chalk-like, powdery, slightly floral, smooth and minimalistic, but at the same time it has depth and a cold feel. It's textured and it gives an abstract mineralic vibe of stone walls, so even though this is very powdery and musky, it feels modern and contemporary. And then in the base you get a soft, slightly sweet powdery musk, some mineral incensey facets, and an animalic accord. So imagine you walked out of the boutique, but in the meantime the weather got a bit colder, so now you put a white fur coat on to keep you warm. At this point the scent is very soft and close to the skin, so it truly envelopes you like a soft, fluffy fur coat. The scent smells posh, refined, and luxurious like the exterior and interior of BDK's boutique, but even though the scent is quite airy, light, smooth, and simple at the first sniff, it still has depth and texture of concrete and stone walls with shimmering glass-like facets. This is a modern, musky, powdery perfume with understated elegance, and it perfectly replicates the feel of the boutique. It would be great as an everyday fragrance for spring and summer and daytime, and although it is unisex, it's more feminine leaning in my opinion. It would be good for the gym or a perfume for the office, so I can imagine spraying it after the shower when you just put on freshly pressed white blouse before going to the office. Scent-wise, it is similar to Diptyque's Le Papier because both are musky and powdery fragrances, but this one lacks sesame and mimosa accord that gives a bit of foodie, nutty vibe to Diptyque's Le Papier, while in contrast, Saint-Honore is a more ambery scent with clean, chalk-like stone feel. If Diptyque didn't work out for you, maybe this fragrance will suit your taste, and it lasts about 7 hours on my skin, but after the initial hour it stops projecting and it sits very close to the skin. This is your skin but better type of perfume, and you need to like more transparent, light and airy perfumes to like it. I do enjoy it. I like the contemporary feel it gives. It smells like a cool girl who doesn't try too hard, but she always looks great, elegant, confident and chic. I would rate its scent and performance with 7.5 out of 10. It's an okay perfume, but not something I absolutely need to have. But if you want something that will give you a modern but quite luxury feel, then definitely check out this new BDK's release. The last sample in this video is from Italian niche perfume brand called Pantheon Roma, which launched a new perfume in 2023 called A. This is actually a rework of their best-selling fragrance Unknown from 2017. Unknown was inspired by the beauty of the albino elephant named Unknown, gifted to Pope Leo X by the King of Portugal Manuel I in the 16th century. A is inspired by the albino essence from Unknown, and it should be a tribute to the purity and mystery of the white color, which contains all other hues within itself. But what to expect from this fragrance? Well, right from the start, you can smell juicy, sweet, ripe mango with creamy florals peeking through. Pink pepper adds a bit of sparkle and subtle spiciness to tropical, fruity and floral notes in the opening. Coconut is there, but it's not very strong. Mostly it gives this like sweet, creamy texture to the scent. This is heavy on tropical mango, which smells almost gourmandish fruity because of the coconut creaminess, but it never turns into a completely gourmand fragrance because of the florals that support fruity richness. And this smells like a mango milkshake spiced with pink pepper. It's sparkling, sweet, creamy, tropical and a bit spicy fragrance. It smells like a vacation in a bottle. But in the heart, it starts to change, although creamy tropical mango is noticeable throughout the wear of Pantheon Roma A. And now you start getting more floral notes, mainly jasmine and powdery iris, but iris is stronger than jasmine, at least it is to my nose. Vanilla together with this like creamy coconutty mango in the background gives some sweetness and this like milky texture, while amber peaks from the base and adds warmth to this scent. So this is a combination of powdery florals with a mango milkshake enveloped in ambery warmth that gives a cozy undertone. And then in the dry down you get a faint whisper of fruits and florals intertwined with musk and amber. There's nothing really dark, woody, animalic or dirty in this fragrance, but amber and musk give some depth and sensuality to the scent. So this is a fragrance of a princess enjoying a milk bath with flowers while eating mango slices, and her skin smells soft, nourished, and velvety smooth. On the taster strip, I don't get patchouli, but on my skin, its damp, a bit earthy note comes out a bit more, so that reduces for me slightly the enjoyment of the wear of Pantheon Roma A. But overall, this is the most versatile mango fragrance I ever tested. Powdery iris, musk, and amber give this mature feel and timeless elegance to it. So even though this is a mango-based fragrance, it's not reserved only for summer, and it might surprise you how classy, harmonious, and grown-up it smells. Therefore, A is wearable all year long, so this could be somebody's signature scent. A is marketed as a unisex fragrance, but it leans more feminine, and because of the creamy, smooth texture, it does evoke the sensation and the inspiration of albino white color, in which other shades of rainbow are reflected. It has a good lasting power on me. It lasts for 8 hours on my skin with stronger projection for the first few hours, and then it settles closer to the skin. But the price is quite high. It costs 312 euros for a 100 ml bottle, but it lasts long, so you won't need a lot of sprays. And another positive point is that many people don't know about this fragrance, so you will smell unique and different. Even though there are other mango-based fragrances on the market, this isn't a typical generic fruity summery perfume. It has this elegance, signature quality, and a good lasting power. So I would rate its scent and performance with 8 out of 10, but overall this is an okay perfume for me because I love how it smells on paper, but I'm a bit bothered with patchouli that comes out on my skin. So I would recommend testing this first if you're sensitive to patchouli, but if you're not and you love mango and powdery fragrances, don't look no more. This will be right up your alley. If you enjoyed these reviews so far and you found them helpful, then book the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content coming up. And here's a quick recap of these 5 fragrances. 2 perfumes I like and I find them enjoyable are Electimuss Pomona Vitalis, a very pretty fruit orchard type of perfume with wine-like and even chocolatey nuances. And the other one is BDK's Saint-Honore, which is a contemporary musky chalk-like fragrance that truly embodies the essence of stone walls with some orange blossom sparkliness. The perfumes that were a strong like and that I will continue to test and wear until I go through my samples are Chanel's Comete, a beautiful, elegant, powdery, musky fragrance with a touch of modern. And the other one is Pantheon Roma A, an Italian take on a creamy mango that has powdery, musky, and ambery chords, which make it the most versatile mango fragrance I've tried so far. And finally, the fragrance that completely blew me away is Initio's Side Effect. I've put it on my wish list and eventually I will buy a full bottle of it. So this is the perfect daytime fragrance with cherry, cinnamon, boozy rum, and tobacco. This was my experience testing these 5 samples, but what do you think of these fragrances? Which one do you own? Or if you don't own them or you haven't had the chance to try them out, which one sounded the most interesting to you? Let me know in the comments. And if you would like to see a previous episode of this video series in which I'm sampling 5 perfumes to find out which ones would be full bottle worthy for me, then check out this video next. I will see you there. Bye!